In acted out children's stories, the listeners act out the story as if they were in a play. After you pick your character, you will say their lines and do their actions. First, pick your character, Captain Cole or First Mate Andy. Everyone was rocking side to side while Captain Cole sailed his great pirate ship through the rough seas. Cole turned the wheel left and right. He placed one hand over his eyebrows to shield his eyes from the hot sun. He suddenly leaned forward as if he had spotted something. "Is that another ship?" Cole asked the parrot on his shoulder. "Yes, it is, Captain," replied his first mate Andy as if the parrot had answered. Cole retrieved his telescope from the pocket in his coat and put it over his eye to see if he could make out the flag on the other ship. Andy stood by his side, wringing his hands and shaking his head, hoping it wasn't the dreaded pirate Carlos and his band of mischief-making men. "It's the dreaded pirate Carlos," yelled Cole. "All hands on deck," yelled Andy, waving his arms in the air and running in a circle like he was being chased by a swarm of bees, frantic at the thought of a battle with Carlos. Captain Cole turned to face his crew. He put his fist in the air and shook it as if the victory had already been won. "Good men, today we win back our gold," Cole said. Cole made an angry face at the thought of the last time he came across Carlos. Everyone was in town dancing. Cole and Andy were the greatest of dancers, waving their arms in circles around their heads, their feet kicking in all directions, as if they were trying not to step on tacks, turning in circles and then turning the other way in circles. Sometimes they even held hands and turned in circles. After the dance, they walked back to the ship to find all of their gold gone and Carlos's ship in the distance. Cole put his finger straight up in the air to show how tall the mound of gold was that Carlos had taken. Andy put both hands over his face and shook his head. He was sad because he was going to buy a monkey with his share of the gold. "To the cannons," ordered Cole. "I want my monkey," yelled Andy. The strong wind puffed the sails as the pirates bobbed up and down with the waves from the ocean, carrying them closer to Carlos. Cole and Andy unsheathed their swords from their sides and waved them in front of their bodies. Cole was swinging his sword wildly in all directions, and it looked like he was trying to swat a fly with it. Andy looked like his sword was an axe and he was trying to chop wood. Finally, they were upon Carlos's ship. Andy placed a board between the two ships and Cole walked across it. "Carlos," said Cole. "We've come to get our gold back," Andy replied. "There's been a misunderstanding," said Carlos. Cole put his hands on his hips as if he didn't believe him. "Explain," said Andy. "I asked my men to retrieve the gold from my other ship, the Pup. So your ship and my ship have the same name spelled backwards. The Pup," said Carlos. Cole and Andy looked at each other and raised their eyebrows, and then bent over laughing louder than anyone has laughed before. They fell on their backs and kicked their feet in the air, laughing till tears squirted out of their eyes. "I can speak. My new friend Carlos, I'm so sorry," said Cole.
"What?"
"A misunderstanding is no reason to fight," said Andy.
Yeah, Yeah, I'm busy.
Please take your gold. My men will help you carry it back to your ship, said Carlos. Cole and Andy scooped giant piles of gold into their arms and walked it across the board to their ship. Cole returned to the steering wheel and turned it left and right. Andy rocked from side to side from the motion of the waves. Cole put one arm around Andy and asked, "Where to now, my friend?" Andy put his arm around Cole and said, "I really want a monkey." They both imitated monkeys with their hands in their armpits, their cheeks puffed out, pushing their ears forward and making funny monkey noises until they arrived at the port and Andy finally got his real one, which he named Dave. Acted Out Children's Stories Captain Cole, Josh Goes to the Zoo, and Reed Learns to Fish are available on Amazon.